Hello, I'm Anna Reed Hutzel.
And I'm Michaela Gladden. In our top story tonight, the flu shot is now available this season. However, many people are still choosing not to get vaccinated because of the stigma surrounding the vaccine in recent years.
Before deciding if you will receive the vaccine, it's important to know the facts amid the circulating myths.
Fall is finally here in Clemson this October, but besides sweaters and pumpkin carving, the cooler weather also marks the beginning of flu season. Flu season lasts from the beginning of October until the end of May. There are multiple places in town to receive your vaccine, but a high number of people still choose not to be vaccinated.
I don't get the flu shot because the last 3 years I got one, I got the flu anyway, so I think it's kind of pointless. I don't think it works.
I sat down with pharmacist Kit Hinkle from Publix to bust a few of these flu season myths. The reason the vaccine is not always 100% effective is because the strain is predicted a year in advance based on patterns in other countries and the virus that was active last year. However, getting the vaccine will still lessen symptoms if you were to catch the flu.
I don't like shots in general, but the years that I didn't get the flu shot, I didn't get the flu, so...
If you are apprehensive to shots, the nasal spray is available this year at Redfern and other doctors' offices. However, the spray is a live virus and can trigger side effects while your body fights it off. Even if you have not had the flu before, vaccinating can never hurt because your body is still susceptible to the virus. Vaccinating does not only help you, but older people and babies that when getting the flu can lead to severe symptoms such as hospitalization or even death. For more information about this year's flu vaccine, go to your local CVS, Publix, or the Center for Disease Control website.
95% of insurance covers the flu vaccine, so there's no excuse not to get vaccinated this year. At Publix, you even get a $10 gift card. Protect yourself and others by getting the flu vaccine this season.
Boeing CEO Dennis Muilenburg has certainly faced the wrath of many since the devastating Boeing 737 MAX crash that killed 346 people back in March. Since then, investigators have been working adamantly to try and find the direct cause of this crash, and now the company is facing multiple lawsuits. As for Muilenburg, he certainly has a lot of work to do, but his apologies alone won't change the outlook of the flying public's trust.
As Clemson's academics and athletics continue to grow, Hannah Abee takes us back in time to take a look at what Clemson was like when the military college navigated World War II and first established a national football team.
The stories of its students are vital to Clemson's history. Russell Abee's story at Clemson began in 1937 with the dual football-basketball scholarship. At an all-male military college during the Second World War, typical student life looked very different for Russell, explains his son, Craig.
That had to be in their minds all the time when they were studying, drilling, and marksmanship, and so they took it seriously.
During Russell's time on the gridiron and basketball court, he'd play on historic teams with Clemson legends. In basketball, he'd letter twice and help his team claim the Southern Conference Championship. On Riggs Field, he'd play with future Clemson president Walter Cox and Hall of Famer Banks McFadden. In 1939, under coaching greats Jess Neely and Frank Howard, the team was invited to and won the school's first ever bowl game.
And so for the team to get a chance to go play in that bowl was, I guess, like maybe playing on the national championship today. And, the name Clemson started being known across the country. And in the years following.
Winning this historic Cotton Bowl game is what put Clemson's name on the map, and it's what persuaded school administrators to approve the construction of Memorial Stadium. Russell graduated in 1942, but that 1939 team just couldn't stay away from Clemson. Every year, they, their wives, and eventually kids would hold a reunion on a home game weekend. As Craig remembers,
it was like a big family.
Russell Abee passed on his history and his love of Clemson down through the generations. He passed them all the way down to me, his youngest grandchild, who joins the newest generation in writing the next chapter of Clemson's history. From Clemson University, Hannah Abee, Clemson News Now.
Always fascinating to learn more about Clemson's history. Now, we bring you a developing story. The Wework company's CEO, Adam Newman, was recently ousted after his role after accusations of outlandish behavior and cashing out company money for personal use. Recent developments have revealed that Newman discriminated against pregnant workers by demoting them after learning of said pregnancies, discouraging them from taking maternity leave and referring to this as a vacation. The outcome of these accusations are still under review. Now to sports. Clemson's football program has changed, putting the program's perception into the national spotlight. Eric Jackson tells us more about the Clemson football team before Dabo Swinney took over and how he managed to turn the Tigers into the ones we know today.
All students and fans of Clemson University know of the football team's recent success and rise to the top of the college football world. The Tigers own 3 national championships and have made the college football playoff 4 years in a row and have given all Clemson fans memories that will last a lifetime. But not everyone knows about the times as an avid fan before all the fame and glory came. The reigning national champions have not always been atop the college football world. Kelly Gramlich, a Clemson alumnus and current Clemson sports talk show host, tells us that before the Dabo Swinney era, Clemson struggled to be a middle team in the ACC.
These were definitely a rough time for Clemson football. Really, the way people talk about it, the last ACC championship in the early 90s through 2011, which was Dabo's first ACC championship, was just kind of an era of mediocrity.
The expectations of those pre-Dabo teams do not compare to the expectations now. Recently, Clemson football expects to play for national championships and to even win them, Gramlich says.
Fans' expectations have changed dramatically. And, some of that comes with success. Once you have success, you expect more of it. That's just kind of human nature. But I think now Clemson fans, and I don't mean this in a bad way, but the expectations are almost unrealistic.
This new national powerhouse did not just come out of nowhere. The commitment to the slogan, "Best is the Standard," started with a few of Coach Swinney's first recruits at Clemson, who won a big game that turned the momentum of the program around.
I think the LSU game, the Chick-fil-A Bowl, that was huge because you beat an SEC opponent on national television in a comeback game.
2019, the Clemson football program looks to give fans and students even more memories than they already have. From Clemson University, I'm Eric Jackson, Clemson News Now.
Also in sports, we have a developing story in the world of collegiate athletics. The NCAA recently released a statement saying they will explore the idea of letting college athletes benefit from their name, image, and likeness within the college model. While the details are still blurry, this statement may make big changes to how college athletics are run. Stay tuned here for any further updates to this story.
Peace of mind is one of the most powerful things in life. Coming up after the break, we will talk about the importance of mental health.
If the black dog of depression makes you feel like the saddest soul on earth, you're not alone. Around 350 million people share this debilitating but treatable condition. If you're worried about someone, ask if they're okay. If you're not doing so well yourself, ask for help. There is no shame in doing so. The only shame is missing out on life. So get help, be helped, and always hold on to hope.
Mental illness is unbiased, but even with effective treatments, disparities lie in the bounds of the mental health community. I sat down with Dr. Lisa Sims, who spoke about the minority mental health and what you can do to overcome this. In a given year, this is the amount of people that will deal with mental illness or mental health-related issues. Nearly 25% of minorities will succumb to the harsh realities of mental illness. That is well over 53 million people. October marks the start of Mental Health Awareness Week. I sat down with Dr. Lisa Sims, Consultation and Outreach Coordinator at Clemson University. She shares with us her views on everything from ethnic disparities and stigmas to faith, family.
You may be exhibiting that may say that your brain or your nervous system is out of whack. There's something going on. And it's okay. It doesn't mean that you're weak.
Minority mental health is challenging, primarily due to the misconceptions and stigmas associated with seeking treatment. But mental health is not an uncontrollable disorder. This year's Clemson's College of Agriculture, Forestry, and Life Sciences celebrated the 27th annual CAFLS Tailgate. Approximately 2,000 people attend every year. Students, parents, prospective students, and alumni get a chance to interact with each other and visit the CAFLS clubs. This college tailgate is the largest of its kind at Clemson, and that is surely a lot of Tiger spirit from Clemson Ag.
A few years removed from the final edition of Clemson Yearbook Taps, its legacy is beginning to take shape. Patrick Hayes sat down and talked to a Clemson archivist to find out more.
TAPS, the now-defunct yearbook at Clemson University, has left an interesting legacy. I sat down with Clemson archivist Krista Oldham to find out more.
But I think it kind of comes out of a general kind of urge or need to want to document one's own experience, especially when you are going through, a very kind of changing part of your life with a group of individuals, and there's that need, that want to kind of document experiences.
Although we come to know the yearbook as TAPS, the school yearbook actually had many names before its actual final name, TAPS, was finalized.
What we would consider maybe kind of a student yearbook started in 1899. And it was just really a history of the class, the graduating class. It was published in the Clemson Chronicle, which was a literature piece written by the various literary societies on campus. And so that's kind of the very first kind of thing that we see as something that would resemble kind of like a yearbook. And during kind of the first kind of half of the 20th century, you see various names and people in charge of trying to create these annual yearbooks. And so there are a bunch of different name changes. And then finally in kind of 1906, 1907, you see where the Clemson College Annual starts to take shape. And then in 1908 is when we actually see volume 1 of TAPS take place. And then that's where it's kind of solidified.
A few years removed, TAPS' legacy is finally beginning to take shape.
I think it has a tremendous legacy. If you think about it, it is kind of one of the longest continuing runs that documents the institution's history.
Legacy, the title of the final yearbook of TAPS, is a fitting end to the 119 years of TAPS history. From Clemson University, I'm Patrick Hayes, Clemson News Now.
If you want to find out more about TAPS, stop by the library. They still have some copies available for your reading.
The fall season is full of changing temperatures, earth tones, and pumpkin patches. Carrie Herndon takes us on Clemson's campus for a look at how students are bringing in this exciting time of the year.
As the stress and anxiety of midterm season fills the air, Clemson students are faced with the pressure October brings to college campuses. A group of students provided a stress relief and a little fall festivity to fellow students. The Agriculture Affairs Committee of Clemson's undergraduate student government is focused on promoting agriculture across campus. Katie Martin, the director of the committee, is leading the group in their efforts to engage the student body with Clemson's rich agriculture heritage and its ongoing agricultural research.
The Agricultural Affairs Committee partnered with Clemson Collegiate Farm Bureau to host Barnyard Bash here in McGinty Mall, aka the Ag Quad, and we specifically gave out small pumpkins for free to any students passing by.
This event allowed the committee to engage with fellow students.
Our mission is to better advocate for agriculture across all of our campus and make sure that all Clemson students understand that Clemson is here because of the land grant mission and because of agricultural pursuits.
Clemson was founded in 1889 as South Carolina's land-grant university. The mission of a land-grant institution is to focus on the teaching of practical agriculture, science, military science, and engineering.
I am super proud to be an agriculture major here at Clemson because of its awesome legacy that it has had since its establishment as a land-grant university so many years ago.
Throughout the school year, the Ag Affairs Committee is working to promote the land-grant mission and Clemson agriculture for all of the student body.
You can find us across campus just giving out awesome products from local farmers and telling people about agriculture, its importance, and Clemson's land-grant mission.
The Agriculture Affairs Committee at Clemson University is creatively promoting their mission and engaging students in Clemson's agricultural history. What a refreshing twist to midterm stress relief.
It's clear to see that these Clemson students are proud of our agricultural roots. From Clemson University, Carrie Herndon, Clemson News Now.
Fall is one of the best times of year here in Clemson. Speaking of fall, one of the best things to do in Tigertown is grab a sweet snack.
Drop by Clemson's student-run ice cream shop, 55 Exchange, and try out their new flavor. As stated on the website, the Flying Tiger is a mix of vanilla and blueberry jam with a hint of sprinkles. I don't know about you, but that sure sounds like a treat to make anyone proud, Anna. From Tiger Vision Studios in Clemson, South Carolina, I'm Michaela Gladden.
And I'm Anna Reed Hutzel. Thank you for joining us.